From Australia, it's the final round, final 9 of the 2022 Australian Disc Golf Championships. I'm Grant Zellner alongside Jennifer Allen, who is playing and leading our final foursome here from Queensland.
Yeah, sad to think that this is our last day here on the beautiful east coast of Australia. It's been such a fun week. The people, the land, everything is just amazing here. We have 9 more holes to finish out for their championship. Sarah and Cassie battling it out. Hussey will be 4th place there at the moment.
And you are on a heater. 0 bogeys thus far, 5 birdies.
Finally figuring out the holes, my distances, and the tee pads. Here we are, hole number 10. This is 436 feet. We have an OB fence if you keep it too straight or turn over there long. Basket sits on just a small little bit of a knoll and a little bit of trees on the left side. But the main thing is just keeping clean, getting a nice low shot underneath this branch and carrying that distance. I finally got the angle and turn I wanted.
Yeah,
good little
like
skip.
That one.
And that's definitely as close as I've ever made it to that basket.
It's as close as any drive we've seen all week on this basket. 436
I don't think
flat
I even,
feet.
Yeah, I don't think I even got it in practice, honestly. That ditch was about as far as Cassie and I could make it. She has a lot of distance as well. That's where she's been landing all week. She's kept a great drive on this hole. Sarah has good height. It's hyzering just a little bit, but as long as you're not right behind one of those trees, it's okay upshot from over there. That's going to try to punch through that left side as well. She gets most of the way through. She's going to have an open look.
Sarah needs this to settle quickly.
Yeah, she's going to be safe. No risk of out of bounds, but definitely let that go very high. We have a little bit of a wind. Good approach by Huss.
Not quite as windy as day 2, but just enough.
It kind of comes and goes there. I don't know if it's with the heat of the day or whatnot, but for the most part, our weather was great. It did get a little bit warmer than what we thought it was going to be. There were some storms that were supposed to move in, and they held off for us and just made it really hot. I will say the mosquitoes here were huge.
Birds.
They
They're
were.
birds.
That's what I called them. I was like, oh my gosh, there's another little small bird. They were brown.
Ugh. That's another birdie.
So I've been definitely, that was a cool hole to get. I didn't really count that as one of the holes I could attack as easy for the 2. Nice solid par by Cassie.
Sarah falls back just a little bit more, and we move on to the 11th.
Yeah, this is kind of a tricky tee. You want to land somewhere around this gate, and then it's a dog leg back up the hill underneath these branches to the basket on the incline there, straight ahead. OB fence behind, OB pond around that gate, as well as OB to the right of that gate. So kind of tricky tee shot. I changed this again. I'm going back to my destroyer, which is a very stable one. So I'm just trying to land about that hill. I unfortunately get a big skip. So it's going to be kind of a tricky second shot.
Weird little angle to get back through the mouth of that gap.
Yeah, I really loved my drive on hole the very first round. But since I went into that pond, I didn't want to risk that again. So I just kept changing it up. Cassie has great placement there. Just needed a little more skip to get right in that opening.
Here's Hussey.
Nice safe shot, trying to get up to that hill.
and Sarah.
You know, we could attack this a little bit more aggressively, but that branch right there just really kind of comes into play. That's a great shot, though. So she's going to have to try to get through some of those low branches that come into play a little bit more because she's teeing from up on a hill. There's a really deep, sharp little valley there, and then the basket's back up. So the height of your release is very important on these hills.
Sarah almost.
Yeah, just catches that last branch.
Now you've got a interesting little shot here.
Yeah, I decided just to play for the 4, and so I'm just going to try to pitch up around this tree. And when I say up around the tree, way over...
I mean, into the tree, through the tree.
Very high tree there.
You go down the tree, but you're out.
Yep. Cassie has a great second shot, trying to, again, we're just going for pars here.
Stand still, throw it hard.
Yeah, I believe that was my Cayman. So depending on my distance, that Cayman and the Toro kind of fly the same. The Cayman just goes about 50 feet further for me. So
and you get to throw it hard.
Great approach disc. Yes, love that disc. Sarah has a good angle. Unfortunately, gets a little bit much on it, so she's back towards that OB line. Probably around just outside circle 1. I think that's 2 days in a row Sarah made the catch cam kind of jump a little bit.
Hussey playing uphill.
Good bid, just a little low.
Cassie does manage.
Nice par.
Yeah, save that par.
So unfortunately, that's one more stroke that Cassie got back on Sarah there with the bogey. And we're to hole number 12, which is our par 5, 807 feet. Tight little shot off the tee, landing somewhere around here. OB fence all along that right side. Second shot I felt like was a little easier to attack if you get on the left side, but right side is open as well. Basket sits on quite a big incline, so real easy to go long or get a roll away on this hole. I went destroyer off the tee every time, just trying to play a safe shot over there towards the left. Unfortunately, I get right next to that tree, makes that second run-up shot a lot harder. Cassie had went out of bounds in round 2, so she keeps it lower, a little safer.
Us safely, and now up the hill to the left.
Yeah, that's a good place.
Now Sarah already playing her second.
Yeah, a little high. When you're up to those next to those trees, it really makes for a hard release. Cassie gets some good flight on that one. Again, trying to play a little bit more to that left side. Cassie trying to shoot the gap there between that tree and not hit her hand. She does a good job. She scared us, but she does a good job.
Gets through. Just advances the disc a little bit. Now Sarah.
Has a good open forehand look around there, just trying to get closer to the basket. I really wanted to attack this. I had such a good round going. That tree just scared the dickens out of me. And there was quite a bit of stuff on the ground there, so not the run-up I wanted. That gets huge glide and turn.
Pretty shot there from Huss. Sarah, I believe this is her fourth.
Oh, there's a smash.
Yeah, that has great angle to work back towards the basket, over that hill. Blind shot. We can't see how far we need to throw it. But that we did not see. So I don't think she could have done that much better.
That's a putt to save the par.
unless it would have just hit the basket. Like, we had no clue where that one went to. Great approach from Cassie as well. But that also, you know, it's so hard. We can't judge the distance on that last shot coming in. I think that's why we had done really well with our forehand shots on the previous days, because they don't go quite as far.
Mm-hmm.
We're not really forehand players. I go Firebird, which I probably should not have, because I also go extremely far.
Wow.
Way down there. We just all had that last aid power juice, I think. Definitely should have went Cayman, but when you can't see the basket, you think you need to throw something a little bit further.
So now you're putting back up the hill.
I still think this is for birdie. So giving it a little bit of a bid. Should just be a tap in for par.
Cassie also will have the tap in for the par.
Yeah, just catching that right side of the basket again. Not too horrible of a roll, but definitely going to have some work to do. And she does it.
Big
Huge putt
comeback.
for the bogey.
Yes, indeed. Saves the bogey. And now Sarah is for par.
And that roll got her down there for an awesome par save.
Really was. Hit the tree off the tee, hit the tree with the second
far
shot.
Off. Yeah, she was pretty far up the hill there. And Cassie has a good string of pars going.
When the shots fire, my soul at ease, yeah. If it go down, I might cause a scene, yeah. Them scheme, them go to sleep, yeah. They don't wanna come war with me, yeah. Run, Ricky, run, run, Ricky, run. Run, Ricky, run, run, Ricky, run. Run, Ricky, run, run, Ricky, run.
On to the 13th.
13 plays as designed as, I would say, probably a forehand or a little turnover shot. OB volleyball court there on your left side. I have been choosing this dangerous hyzer route all week, so I am throwing out of bounds the entire way, just trying to get on the left side of that fence. I do go with my Firebird, which has plenty of distance. The Cayman worked great in practice, but I wanted to make sure to really get over there on that left side of the fence. So playing it safe. Cassie actually switched to a friend of hers gave her another Firebird to throw. So she has an awesome drive with a borrowed disc there.
That was fantastic. Sarah has been going with the forehand route all week long.
Yeah, she has great height, needs it to turn. Beautiful drive, perfectly done. The height off the tee here, and I think the disc selection, just so important. We don't have really any wind at all right now. As you can see, she's trying to swat the mosquitoes away because the wind stopped. Need to get through that tree there. That's safe. She had been previously in the volleyball court the day before, so still chance to save par here.
Little medal there on that upshot. Now you're putting from circle 2 here. Safely under the basket. This for birdie from Cassie.
Oh,
I saw your reaction in the background too.
Yeah, and it still got me. It came out so clean. She's such a strong putter. Like, it really felt like that was in out of her hand. They dropped just a little fast over there, I think.
Important putt for Sarah.
Yeah, big 2 there. So we got another 1 stroke. They are just really battling strong. That would have brought it within 2 for Cassie and Sarah.
To the 14th, another par 4.
Yeah, 548 feet. We want to come in front of that Mando tree there on the left. OB pole on the right, as well as fence line all the way up this right side. That little road back there is safe, as I discovered on day 2.
That's right. You did discover that.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a shifty wind here. It looks like a little bit of a tail cross, but it kind of was doing some weird things out there.
I just noticed something for the first time. I can't believe I haven't noticed this. The flowers around the tee pad here.
Yeah, they did so much little cute things around this course. We were always afraid of stepping on them and knocking them over or squishing them. So I get caught up in that tree, but that's going to be safe, so I'm okay with it. Yeah, this was a hard tree. You can't really tell, but the hill really sharply comes up. You can see Cassie's heels were a little higher than her toes there. So it was a really short, kind of awkward tee. That is safe.
Okay.
So there was nothing on the caddy book that said that hole number 17 was out of bounds. So she is on hole 17, but it is safe.
All right.
Hussey gets a nice safe drive just right there, kind of playing towards the corner.
Now she's got that Mando to deal with well off to her right. So here we go, swinging around that tree.
Yeah, and she had a great shot at it. Just really hard to keep it low but get up that hill. So I think she got about all she could on it.
Huss gets by the Mando on the correct side. Now you've got the Mando to deal with.
Yeah, I'm going Mako. Trying to get a little turn. Again, it's hard to stay below the trees but get up the hill. So I'm a little short.
I almost thought you were going roller there for a second.
That needs to hyzer.
No.
And unfortunately does not. So she's going to be over that OB fence there on the right.
Hit metal again. Oh.
Right? She has such a good, accurate approach. I feel like all of them do, honestly. Cassie just laying that up. A little bit of maybe a soft bid, huh?
You've got wide open space here. Why not?
You can see my caddies have now tagged out. I have Ben Kennedy caddying for me now. So many amazing friends over there. I just absolutely love them. I miss them already. So big hi to everyone back in Australia if you're watching. Can't wait to get back next year.
With that putt, Sarah gives back the stroke that she had gained on the previous hole. And we plow ahead to the 15th.
Yeah, our 522-foot par 3 OB fence all along the right side there. A little bit of a rough area all along the left.
Really tricky.
It's not bad to punch. Yeah, it's not bad to punch down there on the left side. So I'm going to try just that, just to be a little more aggressive and just try to get the distance and go left. So I'm going a very stable destroyer, which I've thrown all week. I got hung in that tree once and then landed in the pile on round 2. Today I go a little bit too stable, so I'm back even deeper into the trees there.
Wow, that disc seemed like it was about a foot off the ground for about 250 feet. And now Hussey.
Yeah, you can see the wind really bouncing the disc there.
It's going to be off to the left someplace. Here's Sarah.
Yeah, she's really playing that dangerously. She is out of bounds the entire way, but stable disc, hyzers are way back, totally safe, and gets a kickback away from that stuff there in the middle. Several awkward stances on some of these holes.
Touchy little upshot there from Cassie. She'll have a look to save the par.
Yeah, Spotter was kind enough to mark those for us. Those are not out of bounds. He was just marking so we wouldn't have to look. Great out from Huss.
Where are you?
I am about pin high in the forest.
That's not Bigfoot. That's Jennifer Allen.
No, and I got it just a little too high. I tried to punch around one tree. It's going to be a little short. I'll have a look, just a dangerous one.
Oh, great hole, Sarah.
That is Sarah's second shot, so she is laying up for par. This is to save par from Cassie, so they battle on here. It's a little bit of a roll. She's going to be okay. So this is for par.
Steep uphill.
It's basket eye. Yeah, this is the one I putted from the knee a little bit further, and I was a little scared of this basket. I think I felt like it had my number. This was one of those holes. I played it so well in practice. I just never thought that it would get me every round during the tournament, but it did. Every round, this one gave up a bogey, I think.
Just one, though, now on the day. That's it.
Tried to keep it clean. Tried so hard.
I was asking Cassie to mark her lie because those discs were sort of overlapping each other.
Yeah, being kind. Didn't want to step on it. Good save there by Huss, so that's for 3. And unfortunately, Cassie gives one right back. So a lot of back and forth here between Cassie and Sarah, battling it out for second place.
rating is one of the most valuable things you get with a membership. It takes your performance in sanctioned events, compares it to the rest of the field, and gives you an empirical number to show how well you played. Rain, shine, wind is all taken into account, leaving only one thing, your play. This gives you accurate numbers to track how well you've been doing and your overall improvement in the game. Get your number today. Visit pdga.com/join.
The 16th, one of 2 remaining par 4s.
Yeah, 486-foot dog leg to the right over that little hill. Basket back up on the incline. No out of bounds behind this one. We've been having a little bit of difficulty with this tee pad all week. I don't know if the guys had quite as big of issue, but maybe with, we have a little bit smaller legs. It was pretty big step up onto this tee pad and such a long hole. We really wanted to get a little more distance on it. So that was very common to see off this tee. I kind of changed my angle. I'm taking it a little bit more to the left side of the tee. Keep it, unfortunately, just a little too low to get the turn I wanted, but that's going to be just fine.
Gets you to the corner, or at least in view of it. There we go.
Weird stance on the edge of the hill, I think. So
Same
unfortunately,
thing.
Cassie and Sarah both, really struggling with that tee pad.
Needs this to get it
And that comes out high. Yeah, it came out really high, so she's going to be tucked off there on the right side.
Sarah, a little better angle here.
Yeah, thick grass, though. Really hard to get a good run up. And that was really not a problem anywhere else, so sometimes that'll catch you up a little bit if you're not used to it.
Big advantage for Huss being able to look at the basket.
Yeah, nice straight shot all the way across. And unfortunately, this is where Cassie ended up. She punches out and gets a pretty good little roll, though, so she'll be out in the open trying to save par.
Back to the target here.
Yeah, awkward stance a little bit. This is with my Yeti, so I kind of changed up my approach every day, I think, on this one, but
that'll do.
That one works out. Good upshot by Cassie. A little bit of a gallery. That is Chris Hill caddying for Sarah. He is battling it out with Drew, so some of the MPO players coming out to help support us. It's always nice.
There's Huss with a long birdie opportunity.
Yeah,
Close.
hard to really get any more oomph on that putt uphill. It's very steep uphill. You can even see I'm close to the basket and my angle of my feet are really pointed.
It's another birdie, though. That's 7 on the day.
Darn hole number 15. And that was one, maybe if I went back and played it again, I may try to just not be aggressive at all and go to like T-bird off the tee, playing short. Might have been a little bit safer. Hard to think T-bird when it's 522 foot par 3 though.
Sure.
So and unfortunately that is back-to-back bogeys for Cassie, so she's opened it up again for Sarah. Here we are, number 17, 250 foot downhill island. Everything on the outside of that circle drive is out of bounds.
The drive itself inbounds.
I'm going Toro off the tee here, trying to play that right side. I did not play it right enough on day 2. Found myself out of bounds. Today, found myself on top of a light box. I don't know if they'll get a view of that, but it was like, what do I do here? Hussey playing the same line, but not as stable of a disc.
Oh, inches from landing in bounds there.
Yeah, the one time she needed a little roll, you know.
Keeps getting rolls, but not when you need them. Sarah needs this to stay up.
And she gets a nice little hop. She's going to be safe. Cassie running out of time here. She's going to have to be aggressive and try to go for the 2. And
That's
she
parked.
plays it perfectly.
Do they say parked in Australia? Do they have another term?
I'm sure they do.
Let me know.
We did a little Aussie trivia. I did fair, but I was prepped by my friends, and those were not the words I was asked. So.
Oh, little tick off the basket there, and I did not see where that one landed.
I don't think it goes too far. It went away a little bit further than she had anticipated it. Huge putt to save the bogey for Huss.
It's nicely done there. You're looking at your
Grant, what would
odd
you-
lie here.
Yeah, again, it doesn't really show it. I'm up on top of a box there. So it's going to be Sarah here to try to save her par. We went back and forth. I thought she stayed right there. We went back and forth. I couldn't see where she was. I did not think that she went as far as she did either.
Uh-oh.
And that rolled I was going to say, and that one really rolled. So a couple unfortunate little rolls that Sarah got there.
Hey, with a
But
smile.
Lucky it stopped. It could have went another foot out of bounds there.
Tricky little putt, though, to an elevated basket. The only basket elevated like this, anyway, on the entire property.
Right, and like we've talked about, all 3 rounds, this one doesn't look like that big of like a mound, but you can see, Sarah's had multiple rollaways just on this hole.
And airmails that one. So from a birdie putt to now a putt to save the double, I think, coming her way.
Yeah, and that's hard when I can't remember if I asked her. I think I might have said, do you want me to go? Like, that's hard going back and forth. But she, like you said, continues to smile, knows she can do it, conquers the hole, has a little bit of breathing room, thankfully.
Well, Cassie is in the shadow of the basket and has yet to put in this tap in for birdie, so we're going to be just separated by 1 headed to the last between the 2 of those.
And this is one of those times I am thankful that I practice a turbo, because I would not have been able to raise my hand to putt that normally. Those weren't too pokey, but I definitely had a very obstructed, awkward stance and putt. So we were able to get the birdie there. We're to the 18th final hole, round 3 of the Australian Disc Golf Championships, 400 foot straight uphill and then dog leg left around that Mando. OB fence all along that top right side. Huge, very steep hill to the left. Been going destroyer all week off the tee here.
Don't think we've seen a birdie yet on the 18th.
No, but I get a little more aggressive today, and so I put a lot more angle on it, and I think I'm going to like that kind of approach versus where I've been the straight second shot. Cassie knows she's got to have a good drive, trying to get that last stroke back. You're coming down to the last hole for second place here.
Safely up next to the Mando tree. Now Huss.
Huss has been really having a hard time with this Mando tree. Today she gets right up next to it, but she is going to be safe.
And now Sarah Lee trying to protect that silver medal.
Yeah, just needs a nice clean drive here. And That's all she needs.
No problem.
Staying in bounds. Yeah. Still a tough second shot. You can see this is kind of the landing zone here. And that is a good angle, nice stable disc, going to keep her safe. She would have liked a few more feet on it to be a little more aggressive for that birdie putt, but it's safe. Same for Sarah. She has a little more height on it. That could have easily went downhill. It stays safe as well.
So he just wants this to dig, not drift too far. Okay, everybody with a look.
All of them stayed put. And you can tell all of us with this hyzer approach was so much easier to come in at this basket than how I had been playing along the fence with my putter. So I loved that hyzer angle. Didn't have to worry about the angle of the hill quite as much. Huss just laying that one up. Cassie going for that two, or the birdie, trying to tie it up here. Good bid, and she is lucky that stayed. That could have easily rolled away.
So this for a closing birdie, 3 in a row. There it is. The turkey, or whatever they call it in Australia, to wrap up your Aussie Championships. Good stuff there. Everybody else tapping out.
Felt good to end this long week with a 1,000 rated round for sure.
I was happy to be done, and Sarah secures second.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you 2022 FPO Women's Champion, Jennifer
That might be the greatest hair duo I've ever seen in a pair of TDs right there.
Yeah, these guys were great. The entire staff, everyone did such a good job. Beautiful design of the course. Like I said, great people, great country, such a good time out there. I was able to bring home the Australian Disc Golf Championship with a 6 down. Sarah Lee finishing up in second with plus 11, and Cassie in third with plus 12.
For Jennifer Allen, I'm Grant Zellner of the PDGA, thanking you for watching this coverage of the 2022 Australian Disc Golf Championships.